Hello, I'm Katie.
I'm Tommy.
And we're from Counterculture Coffee. Today we're going to show you how to make a cup of coffee.
That's right.
First part of the process is you need good coffee.
We'll be making a cup of Finca Mauritania, which is a coffee grown by Aida Batier in the Santa Ana region of El Salvador.
So to get the best tasting cup of coffee, we're going to start with whole bean, and then we're going to grind it fresh. Because when you grind coffee, all of the aromatics get exposed to the air and they immediately start to dissipate like little butterflies flying away. And you want to harness all of that flavor to be delicious tasting things in the cup. We're using sort of a medium-sized grind. You want it to look a little bit like fine sea salt. We're going to make a single cup of coffee using this pour-over cone. Pour it in and even out the bed.
Does you right off boil?
Thank you. Yeah, we want to use water that's right off boil. You want it to be very hot when you start brewing. I'm going to introduce a little bit of water, and this is what's called the pre-wet. So just enough to get everything wet looking. And just let that happen for about 45 seconds as that gas is expelled. And then I'm going to continue to add water. So a really big part in making a cup of coffee taste great is to introduce your water gradually. Because in order to pull the correct amount of flavor out of the coffee, which has water-soluble flavors in it, the water needs to spend enough time hanging out with the coffee.
If they're around each other too long, that's not necessarily good. There are like undesirable flavors that are in coffee, and then you just give it more opportunities to take undesirable flavors. And if it's not in there long enough, it's not there long enough to take desirable flavors.
So what I'm trying to do is always maintain the halfway level of coffee and water in the pour-over cone. So I never want to let too much water dry out so that it drains, but I don't ever want to pour over halfway full. Now I'm making sure that the water is poured directly onto the ground coffee and not onto the side of the filter. Otherwise, the water will bypass brewing the coffee and just water down my actual cup below. All of the water should drain out somewhere between 3.5 to 4 minutes. And then drink your coffee.
Delicious.
Not bad.